see people come here.
Who's
and,
questioning my credentials, by the way?
It's like it's a medical question, bro. You know what I mean?
Is somebody questioning my credentials?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? you gonna show me the credentials?
I could pass medical school without even going to it. Okay?
Oh yeah? Oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Wait, Martin, really?
You know,
Don't get me
doctor,
pissed.
That's kind of cool.
Actually, Martin, I don't think you can. I don't think you can get through med school. I think you're too intelligent for it.
Oh.
So.
No, I know. Oh, wow. Dick.
Wow.
No, I just don't see you spending 2 years of your life memorizing and regurgitating. I think you're going to
I've already done that, unfortunately.
Martin become a doctor in 2 years.
I've done a lot of memorization.
No, the way that med school works is the first 2 years are quote-unquote didactic, right? And so you just basically memorize and regurgitate.
I've done a lot of that already, though.
Rotations, and then the fourth year is just bullshit while you apply for fellowships and residencies. So the first 2 years are really not intellectual exercises. It's simply rote memorization.
But I've done that for the last 15 years.
The what?
I've done that for the last 15 years, unfortunately.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is that you don't seem like the type of guy who will show up in a structured environment to memorize and regurgitate.
Yeah.
Like you're more of a dynamic guy. Like you have a problem-based approach.
Yeah, but
where you learn on your feet on the fly to figure out problems as they come.
Yes,
like you learn just enough to get by.
I think you're typecasting me. I mean, I've read every New England Journal issue since 2000.
Oh my god.
And every Lancet issue and every Jam.
I just typecast you.
Which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite issue ever?
I don't think of them that way, but they're not like thematic. Every Lancet and every New England Journal and every JAMA since 2000. So like.
It's actually true because I remember boxing them up. You have a lot of journals.
Oh my god, do you still have his cards? Do you have his Magic the Gathering cards?
No, unfortunately, I do not.
Oh my fucking! Where are your Magic the Gathering cards?
My dad has some of the Magic cards.
You did not. That was 14. That was 4 Black Lotuses. You put 4 Black Lotuses that were in mint condition on 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin
Hysterical.
pissed me off, and so I started them on fire in my sink.
There was 14K of like cards. Girl. You know what, girl?
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. You know what? I'm probably the only person in this voice chat that gives a shit about what those cards meant. I'm gonna tell Billy.
There's some other Magic nerds out there. Don't worry.
I have Magic cards.
Yeah.
Literally the nerdiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. This grown adult with like a deck of these weird ass cards.
They're beautiful, first of all.
Worth like so much money. The fucking card.
They're beautiful.
No, dude, seriously, they were. And like, not only that, if you said that, like, if you were able to say these were literally runes, you could have gotten maybe like 30% to like more than the runes just by that, like, no
You could have just sold them and said you set them on fire.
Right?
So I feel like both of those.
You know what? I could have put those. I could have put those in my pocket. And no one in the world would have ever known they disappeared.
I feel like Martin would have noticed, but anyway, yeah, I tried not to steal anything.
I guarantee
most of it
with them ever. I saw how he kept them. He's just like, yeah, it's just a pile right there, and it's just like there's.
I'm looking.
And they're not sleeved. It was just a pile of them, and they were like 8 inches.
Hey Martin, quick question: how long until we see you on the Lex Friedman podcast?
I've been live streaming on YouTube. I have 20,000.
You gotta get on Lex Friedman's podcast. That would be a great conversation.
I didn't understand what you were asking. Sorry, who?
Lex Friedman.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, honestly, the quality of his guests is incredible. I'm not sure that I qualify.
I think he'd be a definite curveball. I think he'd be a real contender. Like to hear like the real Martin.
He's
talk about what you're up to.
He's had a lot of my heroes on there. Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, he's had some really incredible guests.
You should reach out to him and say, "Hey, I'd love to be on your show and tell the untold story of the Martin Shkreli."
But I'm not sure I
man.
want to be on his
Person
show,
I
first of all. I mean, I like his content, and that doesn't mean that I want to be his content, you know?
That's fair.
It wouldn't
I
hurt.
think
I
you'd
mean,
be
I'd
great
like to
on
talk to him,
I
but
think you'd be great on it. It'd be great for your brand, man.
Everybody thinks that Martin would be great for something, but Martin.
Martin, you're cooler than Mark Zuckerberg by a lot.
I don't know about that
Wow.
one, but
I mean, like Gilbert Strang's been on there, and he's just a math professor.
he's not just a math
He's
professor.
just a math professor?
He's not just a
All
math
right,
Gilbert Strang?
Just a math
I mean-
professor?
Oh,
he's teaching me linear algebra. I probably shouldn't say that. Well, I'm online.
I was
online.
gonna say he retired, but so that'd be quite the trick if you got him as your personal tutor.
No.
Yeah, I'm going up to MIT to get his autograph at some point,
oh my god, I'm coming with.
or a selfie. He's definitely influenced my teaching style. If you watch me teaching Python the other day, it was a complete Strang meme.
What do you think about
Really?
Rust?
Yeah, I did a basic Python base 58 converter, and the whole time I was channeling Strang.
Amazing.
That's funny.
Tried to channel him at least. His approach is funny. I'm gonna take you take away something from everybody you study, right? And like his is, he always like naively asks the question the student's asking, like, now how would I do that? Let me see. Is there a way to do this? Yes. Why don't we try this? And he'll try and be like, no, that's not right. Okay, then he deletes it. He's like, yes, of course. This is how you multiply the matrix, right? And basically like just the process of self-discovery or discover, I don't know, just figuring out the method.
Yeah, that's
yourself.
really important. Yeah,
Very
exactly.
important.
You gotta learn the intuition, like behind mathematics.
I just love him so much. Anyway. I killed that.
Trying to figure out the optimal strategy for Slither. So, do you want to maintain max distance away from other snakes, right? So that's a safety kind of algorithm. Or do you want to be a killer snake where you're just constantly chopping up the other snakes by basically doing fast moves and things like that? Or do you want to do possibly both? So like the only way you can get a really big snake is by being very sort of aggressive, right? And like you're willing to kill other snakes right by moving very quickly. And so
I
it can
think
train.
it's just a natural thing. Sorry.
No, I think there's an optimal strategy where you start off going into the middle to quickly gain as much mass because that's where like you can find like the
Nah,
most
bro,
food.
it's a natural. You've got to be a natural at it, bro.
But as you go bigger, you have to adopt a more defensive strategy, like to protect the stuff you already have, because
you're-
people will
Yeah.
because people will naturally go after you because like they see like your like success or whatever.
Well,
and
your
that's why they,
velocity
like, go after you.
Your velocity drops quite a bit because the radius of your snake is now enormous, and it's easy to
Mhm.
get cut off and killed. As you,
Well, also,
What I like to do is I like to make a circle with my own snake and use that as a protective shield, and then out of that.
So I've thought about that strategy too, and the problem with that is that you become somewhat immobile and circumscribed in your movements, so you end up like having a very hard time kind of actually doing anything, how should I put it, not advanced, but like some other maneuvers, right? So you're like, you probably do increase your safety a little bit, but you end up being like this really predictable snake, and I think unpredictability is probably the key to the game.
yeah, I mean, you have to uncurl at some point, and at that moment, you become vulnerable.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're like in a not great situation, curling up's not a bad strategy, but like to play the whole game that way is simply wasting your time.
It's a loser's game from what I can tell. Yeah, loser strategy.
Yeah.
Unpredictability is, I think, the key. And the problem with so the key to unpredictability in the game, I think, is that you can't see very far on the board. and you can go to empty space in the board very quickly, and other snakes can't react like that. So like if you move very quickly to an unseen space, you have risk yourself, of course, but generally, if you have a feeling that space is empty, maybe you've traversed it before, that other snakes will collide into you because they don't know what you know. So part of it is mapping local space, I think, and feeling comfortable that local space is empty for you to just accelerate into. Because I think the acceleration is basically also the other key, and you have to be accelerating quite often to survive.
What?
Maybe like the closer you get to the center, the more you have to like use like the accelerator. Like
it's possible.